Hey, I'm Kati Spaas, and I'm a world-renowned author and speaker on high sensitivity and a retired coach to professional artists and performers. Spotlight Stress is your guide to build confidence, find your superpower, and claim your shine. Her name is Dee Wallace. You might know her as Mary, the mom of the main character in E.T., or from the movie Cujo or The Frighteners. She did over 250 films, is Emmy nominated, and a healer for 45 years. She is a scream queen. So please, Dee, share with us how it's possible that a scream queen is also a healer. And let's start with that.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world. I jokingly say that I spend half my life doing horror films and the other half healing people from their fears. Somehow, for me, it works perfectly together. You and I were talking before the show that a lot of people don't understand that watching a horror film strengthens your DNA. It helps you deal with anxiety, which is why all the Disney films have scary, characters in there. That's actually how I started researching this, is because when my daughter was little, her favorite film was The Little Mermaid. And she'd go, "Mommy, play Lady Get Big. Lady Get Big," Ursula, when she gets so scary. And I was starting to get a little concerned that she wanted to watch those parts. And yeah, there's a lot of research out there about how horror films actually strengthen you and they give you tools to deal with your own anxiety and stress. And, let's face it, the biggest horror film we're in right now is the state of our world. So we are all in incredible anxiety. See how I went from the movies right into my healing there?
Yeah.
but it's true. We're all dealing with amazing amounts of anxiety right now. The fear of not knowing, the fear we're not in control. None of those things are true unless you believe they are. Yeah. And that's where the power of being successful in anything you do in your life, in your business, in your marriage, as a parent, in anything you do in your life, you have to know that you are the creator of you. So nobody can think a thought for you. Nobody can feel a feeling for you. Nobody can hold a perspective or a belief for you that you do not say okay to, that you choose. So that makes you the creator of your life on this plane. And we were given free will to practice that. Most of us, in some area or another, don't want to take the responsibility.
Yes. I was one of those people for a very, very long time. Yeah.
Who taught you, do you think, not to take responsibility, or that it wasn't your job who taught you to back
I think everyone, it's at school, it's your parents. I try to be very mindful with my son. Like, for example, we were in the field with the horses, and he hurt himself to the surrounding. It's a wood fence, and there was a lady with us who was also a healer, and she said, so she probably had a different way of expressing than me, but she said, "Oh, stupid fence." Like, she wanted him to be able to probably out his emotions, his feelings. But I was thinking, like, why blame the fence? You walk against it. There's no big deal about it. It's just what it is. We don't have to make a big fuss. but own the fact that you just walk into defense, that it hurts and that it's okay, you know?
Right.
So that
Right.
was interesting to think that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you. The Dalai Lama has a great way of putting it around trauma. He said it's not the trauma that we carry so much, it's our reaction to the trauma that stays alive in us and can ultimately harm us if we keep dwelling on it. So, we're always at choice. That's the first thing you have to do if you want to create anything. If you want to create a business, if you want to create your business more successfully, right? If you want to create a healthy body, if you want to create more money in your life, if you want to create a certain relationship, you have to make the choice first and be very, very, very clear about what you want. And everybody thinks they are, and hardly anybody is.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when I go out and speak, I will have somebody come out to the stage that I've never met before. And I'll go, oh, this is after me presenting a presentation. I'll say, all right, what do you want? Well, I don't want to worry about money. Great. What do you want? Well, I don't want to have to be so worried about money. Great. What do you want? As they're getting more frustrated with me.
Yeah.
I don't have enough money. Great. What do you want? This can go on for 20 minutes because we are literally taught to say what we don't want in explaining what we do want.
And that's why we keep attracting the things that don't work for us.
Right.
Yeah.
The universe is like, think of the universe as your best friend or your partner. And your partner says, what do you want for dinner? Well, I don't know. I just don't want meat.
All they hear is meat.
Well, what exactly? Because your brain thinks in pictures.
Yeah.
If you tell a little 3-year-old, don't touch the TV, he'll go
straight away to the TV.
Smile at you and touch that TV. Because that's what his brain connects to. So my new book, Born, the if I may say, the brilliance of it is because it takes religion and spirituality and brain science and shows how they're all saying the same thing. We're getting the information. And by the way, we've gotten the information for years through films. Like Peter Pan says, think happy thoughts and you fly, right? Not negative thoughts, not depressing thoughts, not fearful thoughts. That's not going to lift you up into what you want or take you to Neverland where you want to go, right? The Wizard of Oz, you had the power all along, Dorothy.
Yeah, exactly.
And even E.T., there's no mistake that I did that film. Even E.T., keep your heart light on. Keep your heart open, right?
Yeah.
And then you get back to the home that you so want to be in.
Beautiful. Yeah, most beautiful.
We have to listen. We have to listen, and then we have to put it in action.
Yeah. You speak my language, Dee. I'm absolutely loving everything you say, and I recognize it because I share the exact same thing with my clients in different words. So it's amazing to be able to have you share your way of speaking, because it will, make some light bulbs go up again, because things will come in a different way. So I absolutely love this.
Great.
And I do the same thing with new clients. We start with point A, which is where I'm at now, the things that are not working for me, which is the easiest thing for them. They'll just keep writing. And then we talk about point B, what is your ideal situation in these areas of your life? And then they find it so hard And then they say no stress. So then I have to explain them the law of physics, of polarity. You know, every negative has a positive. So what is the positive to your negative? Because we need to shift this in order for it to be clear for your brain. And then I love what you're saying, that these layers are all the same, because I absolutely adore working that way. You know, you can train your brain to make it work for you instead of against you.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, you are putting your energy at a level where you become this magnet to attract all the things that you do desire.
And it's crazy. It is miraculous. I live it every day.
Yes.
You know, you have to be, because the universe really responds to your feelings even more than your words, guys. So I teach everybody to find their love place, which is, as soon as you think of it, your heart opens and you smile. I go right to my doggy, Freedom. Pets are great love places because they're unconditional. Little babies, which I know you have experience of in your life right now. A beautiful place in nature. And you go there and you just let your heart open and you dwell in that love. And then you connect that to money. That's what money feels like. Oh, that's what booking that film feels like. It feels like love. So many of us move into force. And we go, all right, well, I'm going to say all these affirmations. And, you know, I'm going to write all this stuff down. I'm going to make this happen. And that just really pushes it away. You really just got to revel in the beauty and the love of already having it. And then it just comes to you. At the end of Born, I write about the year of the pandemic. And I woke up and they said all the studios are closed. And I went, oh my God, how am I going to make a living? And my channel said, the studios aren't your living, your consciousness is your living.
Exactly.
So I got up every day and I said, okay, I understand that people think there are parameters here. What can I create today? And I am telling you, things just, it was like you said, like a magnet. It was crazy to watch. Residuals that I didn't even know were hanging out there. They use a clip from Cujo in the new Ghostbusters movie. I had no idea that my agent had even negotiated anything for that over a year ago.
Oh, really?
And then they just write and go, okay, well, here's the money. We're going to use the clip.
I love that. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's really miraculous to watch. But the more you live it, the more you trust it. And I think that is where the challenge is that you've got to walk into blind faith and just do what we're telling you to do. And then you start seeing it all happening. And what I want everybody to realize is you're not creating anything in the future. In this moment right now is when you're creating everything. So if you stay in the creation every day of what you want, it starts showing up a month and a half to 2 months, could be the next day, but generally a month and a half, 2 months later. But then it just continues if you continue doing it every day. It just continues to flow for you. It's a beautiful way to live, guys.
I agree, because I really want to point back to what you said. It's not about just doing something, it's about being it, becoming it, and the feelings play such an important role in that. I remember on my 30th birthday. So it's not that long ago, it's almost 8 years ago, that a friend of mine, they had a surprise party at my apartment. And a friend of mine came to me afterwards and he said, I was shocked because I found your note on your bathroom. And I did not know that you were that insecure, that you had all these affirmations about, you know, claiming that you're beautiful, that you're happy, that you're all those things, that you're confident. He said, I did not know that it was so deep for you, that you felt this way. And it shocked me a little bit, but to be honest, I was very happy that he had the guts to talk to me about it. But I realize now, all these years later, that I was just trying to make it happen with just saying it and trying to believe it, but I forgot the part of connecting my emotions to it right now, not once when I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling loved, I'm feeling beautiful, I'm feeling the goddess right now, this minute. And I think it's amazing that you say it that way.
And we're just never taught to do that. No. We're not taught to love ourselves. We're not taught to think we're magnificent, right? To know that we're magnificent.
Yeah.
We're not taught to just go, gosh, I'm just awesome. I do a gratitude walk with my dog every day. And I always thank my mommy and all my family for teaching me the attributes that make me who I am.
Yeah.
Because I really like who I am.
Oh, I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I like my integrity. I like my love. I like that I look at people's souls instead of their stuff. Yeah. I like that I love Christmas. You should see my house already.
Oh, I would love to.
Oh my God, it's inundated with
I love that.
Christmas. And I love a lot of the things that make me who I am that they gave me. And I love a lot of the things that I have recreated that I didn't like that they gave me.
Yeah, but that is where the power lies in, and that is you living what you're telling us. You're not just stating facts or sharing a story. You are sharing you in this interview. I'm loving it. And that is also, when we just met before this interview, I said, wow, you look beautiful. And I could see in your reaction, you said, thank you, I agree, I feel beautiful. And I saw that was so pure. And I really love the answer, because so many people are afraid to share that when they do like something about themselves, because they're afraid they'll be, seen as arrogant or judged. And I just, to be honest, it was the most warm feeling, because I'm giving you this compliment, a little gift, and you're giving me back the most beautiful gift of accepting that gift.
Yeah.
And most people think that they have to bring themselves down in order to make the person who gives the compliment feel better.
Well,
and that's a shame.
That's, based in a lot of our old religious teachings. Yeah. One of the big things that I had to retrain my brain about was, I heard over and over and over and over again, because we were very poor, my family. They're the rich people. We're the good people.
Yeah.
Right. So then I started to become a famous international actress, making a lot of money. And oh my God, I was one of them.
So many judgments. Yeah.
And so I had to really step back and go, wow, I know they loved me, and I know they did their best to teach me what they thought was right. But this isn't right. This wasn't a correct teaching. I've got to I tell my clients, you know, the more you make, your cup runneth over, and the more you have to share.
Exactly. Yes. Money is just
So,
love, and you can, you can
yeah,
put whatever energy you want on it, but it has nothing to do with our character as people. It's just love, and and gratitude. I see it as gratitude that comes my way for me being me and sharing my service and being of support and my energy. And that's just the gratitude and the love coming back my way. It's just
yeah.
flowing, constant
It's
flow.
like, I look at it, well, I coined a word for it, which I call recigive, because
Okay.
receiving and giving, people think they're separate, but they happen at the same moment, which is what you're talking about. Like a big hug, you know, you're giving one and you're getting one in the same moment. And that's what receiving and giving really is.
Yeah.
So the more you can receive from the universe, right, then the more you have to give. It's a great, I don't know, it's a great, empowering, balancing place in my life. And another thing that I want people to be aware of, if you want to see where a lot of your blocks are, you have to go back to your childhood. Your brain, in the way you see yourself, the way you see yourself in the world, and you see how you see the world seeing you, all locked into place by 8 years old in your
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
So if you really want to find out where your blocks are, sit down and write down. My channel is very big on writing things down. Write down all the things verbally that were taught to you about whatever subject you're working on, like having a lot of money.
Yeah, I make my clients do the same thing. Like, what do
Okay.
you believe on money? Write it down, and then you see all these patterns from their childhood come back.
Yep.
So
And
beautiful.
then also write down what you saw was modeled to you, not just verbally, right? But what did they do? Like I have a couple of clients who have really great businesses, but they're not financially getting ahead. And it started when they started having families, because in their childhood, the focus on money was so great that daddy wasn't even there and not even a part of the family, and they don't want that. And I said, okay, so great. You know what you don't want? What you want is to have it all. A
Yes.
successful business that's making a lot of money while you lead a very balanced life being with your family.
Yes,
That's what you want.
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just telling everybody out there, ask for it all.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Ask
so
for
on
it
the
all.
same page. I always say to my husband, we are about and. There is no or. We don't do or. It's and.
And no buts. No
No
buts
buts.
in there.
We do
Yeah.
not accept buts here.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I might steal that.
it did take him some time to get used to that, but now sometimes he can really blow me away with his way of thinking big. I love it, but he does
Yeah.
go over the top now. So it's beautiful.
Well, you know, the universe wants to play with people like that. See, if you want to understand how it works on a scientific level, and I think that really helps people, because a lot of people think this is kind of some namby-pamby spiritual
Yeah,
stuff that works maybe. This is why it works scientifically. We are electrical human beings. They measure our hearts through electrocardiograms, our brains through electroencephalograms. They both have electrical impulses that they shoot out, right? They every feeling you have is an electrical impulse. The earth is an electromagnetic field. So what we're doing when we're sending out happiness and joy and clarity about what we want and loving it, what we do essentially is we plug in to the circuit of the electromagnetic whole of the universe so that we get the current that we want returned back to us. Just like watching a TV program, guys. You have to know which program you want to watch. You have to tune the channel so that you match up with the frequency so you get the show.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
And I use the radio analogy, and you use the video.
I use the radio a lot too. You know, the old ones where you had to line
where you
up
have
the
to
line.
still turn. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Oh, that's
yeah, but if you're a millennial, you look at us and go,
what are you talking about?
And the world marches on.
Yeah. Hey, I heard, you were sharing before that you also have 3 movies. So you have 2 books coming out. You already shared a little bit about one. The other one I definitely need to get on my order list because it's for children. And I loved what you shared with me that you're,
It's called Bupalopaloo and the I Love Me's. Bupalopaloo is a little bear that teaches the principles of creation in a really fun way. Beautifully illustrated by Vincenzo Lodato, an Italian artist. And the first book is Bupalopaloo. The little boy is saying, well, grandma says I'm not old enough, and daddy says I'm not strong enough, and mommy says I don't share and I'm not a good friend. And Buppa says to him, well, you haven't asked the most important person. Well, who's that? You. Who do you want to be? And then it shows him, I am strong and I am old enough. They find little toys that are right for his age, that can allow him to express. So it really is a beautiful way of teaching kids that how they define themselves is pretty much the life they create.
Yes.
Which is going to stand them in really good stead when they get into puberty and all that time when we're not too kind to each other.
Yes, and I think this should be school book material. So I need to get a copy of that for my own.
I will send you one, my love.
I'm so grateful for that because my son is now 2 years old and he loves it when we read books. And for me, it's important that we share those values because it took me a really long time. And I had a mom who was very conscious and who did healing and spiritual work since I was like 17 or something. But because at a young age, I had gone through a lot of difficult phases in my life and experiences. So to me, it was really difficult to receive, like you so beautifully put it. So it was,
me too.
It was really hard for me. And even though I had this beautiful, loving mother who was exactly showing me, giving me the tools, I could not apply it. But at a young age, making that part of who you are, it makes life so much easier.
Yeah. My daughter is a powerhouse and she can recite the affirmations that we said every night before we said our prayers.
That's beautiful.
She can remember them all. And she has become them all.
Oh, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job, Dee.
So it's so important that you choose to define yourself, guys. It's not about anything about what somebody else thinks about you. you have to say, this is who I am. And, you know, the I am discourses, which God said, and whatever your term for God is, I don't care. The force, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The greater energy doesn't give a rat's you know what.
Yeah.
But in the I am discourses, it says anything after I am is a declaration
Yes.
for your creative power to follow that statement. So let's just think about, we get up in the morning and go, oh my God, I'm so tired.
I'm doing a lot of that right now, but I have to be conscious about it.
Yeah, because your body and your mind will go, okay, you are. We'll give you more tired.
And now I'm shifting it from, I don't want to tell myself like, oh, I'm full of energy. So for me, it's like finding the middle ground. So, and I when my brain is saying, oh, I'm so tired, I try to redirect it towards, you know what? Whatever comes on my path today, I can manage. I can handle this. There's nothing that the universe will bring on my path that I can't handle.
Or that I can go, you know what? I'm going to leave that till tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know?
As well.
Yeah. I mean, again, we have a choice.
Yeah.
Right. And I made a very clear choice. I've been traveling and going and shooting and doing conventions and doing book signings since August. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take December off. Whatever I've scheduled, I will follow through on. We are not adding anything. We're not adding anything because the holidays are so important to me. And it's my birthday coming up. And, you know, I just wanted time. So I made that choice because I know that I give and I give and I give because I love to give. And now it's time for me to step back a little bit and give to me.
Yes. It's so important to keep that balance because sometimes it feels like we can't do that. Like there's something wrong with us if we do that, if we put ourselves first. So that's such a great example that you're giving here for how important it is to do that in order to keep the balance.
Well, if you really love yourself, that goes along with self-love. Yeah. And I guarantee you, and I'm not talking in an egotistical way.
No.
I'm talking in kind of a reverent way of respecting yourself and loving yourself and putting yourself first so that then you have so much more to share with everybody else.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We had a beautiful conversation. I do know that you also have 3 movies coming out as well. I don't know how you do it all, but it's amazing. You are on fire. So is there anything we need to know about these movies?
Oh, no, you'll know them when they come out. One of them is a great sci-fi movie called Homestead. Gosh, what's the other one? There's 2 more. I can't even remember right now.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
Over the last year, I have a beautiful Hallmark Christmas movie. I think it's on this Wednesday, the same day that the book comes out. If not, it'll be on the following Saturday, called Every Time a Bell Rings. It's a beautiful, beautiful little movie.
Oh, that's great.
And, you know, everybody over in Belgium, Amazon goes everywhere. So
exactly. If
you can get,
there's no excuse to, their boundaries don't exist anymore, only in our heads. So yeah, no, but I love sci-fi, and I was thinking about The fact that you said that horror helps us with fear, I don't
Yeah.
know what that says about me, but I'm the person who does not look The Lion King twice because I can't handle Mufasa going down the cliff. I'm the person who
Boy, you
doesn't
are
look.
wussy. Oh, you'll
I
never get through
am. I
my
said
film.
to you, I don't watch horror, so I don't know your movies. You know, I'm too scared.
That's okay.
And
That's
then
okay.
I
I
can't
look,
even.
I don't watch horror movies either. I just do them.
Yeah. I mean, Bambi's parents being killed, it's just too much for me. I just don't like it.
Okay, repeat after me. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. Let me tell you, people will come up to me when I'm doing a personal appearance and say, I haven't watched Cujo. I can't watch Cujo. I'm an animal lover. And I said, you could not be more of a dog lover than me.
Yeah.
It's not possible. Let me tell you, there were 13 dogs that played Cujo. They were all trained to go after toys. So it was, the whole movie was a big game to them. We had to tie their tails down because they were wagging them all the time. The trainer slept in the barn with his dogs to take care of them. They were taken care of far better than I was. So, you know, whatever you're seeing in a movie, just know that usually great care is taken for the actors and the animals.
Yeah. I just remember when I was a teenager, I had this scooter and I went to my girlfriend and we watched this horror movie, and it started with a scene where she, you know, the girl gets out of the car and she goes for gas, and the guy closes the door in the gas station and goes after her. And so she runs away, gets in her car and leaves, and he's there left. There's someone in your car. And then, you know, she gets murdered from the guy coming up behind her. So for 15 years, when I got in my car, and I've been like, you know, is there nobody there?
Oh,
I mean,
it's good to check.
I don't watch horror because of that reason. I'm still afraid of the Blair Witch.
I understand.
Oh
And you know, most of the horror that I've done is good psychological, you know, monster kind, not the slasher films.
yeah.
You know, I don't do the slasher films. So,
Yeah, but psychological can also be a mind fuck
oh yeah.
afterwards.
Well, it's
Like,
meant to be.
yeah, my one of my girlfriends, she's just told me a little bit about, for example, Paranormal Activity. I didn't sleep for 3 weeks when she told me that. She just told me. I never saw the movie, and I still think about it sometimes. But that is also because, as a highly sensitive person, our brain processes information on a deeper level. So it really comes in on a very high emotion value. So I can relive those things, and I didn't even see it. So we were both in the parking lot to go shopping, and we were both like scared to get out of the car when she told me.
Well, I'm glad I've made ET and a
Yeah.
lot of nice movies and a lot of good Christmas movies that you can watch.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I'll be seeing you in those movies instead of not at all otherwise, because I just can't. But I'm so happy that you inspire so many people with the work on and off screen that you do, because being you know, a scream queen and a healer at the same time, I just think it's amazing that you are both the same person, you know, or I mean, that you're doing both things as the same person. I think that's just amazing, and it proves that you can do anything you want in life.
That's right. And, you know, doing horror films, well, let me say acting. Acting is fun for me. So it's not a scary thing. It's a fun, fulfilling thing. And I like to go into all those great emotional places of me. I have a very full emotional life, and horror films just happen to be a genre that gives you the opportunity to use that a lot.
Yeah. I remember Bill Oberst telling me you have to embrace the dark side in order to fully accept yourself. And I thought that was also a beautiful way of putting it in perspective, of playing a role like that, and sometimes embracing that there is also that part, but when you treat it with love and light, it can be there.
See, I don't know if I would agree with that statement. What I know and what we learned in 5th grade science is everything's energy. Energy has always been and will always be. And energy is neutral. There is no positive energy, there is no negative energy until you direct that energy through your belief systems. So if you believe in dark energy,
It's there.
You will experience dark energy. If you
But
have
I think
no belief in that, which
I get that, but I think he meant it a little bit more as, we are people, so we all have things in ourselves that we don't like. For example, he was talking about like how he didn't love his body before, and how by accepting his body and loving that part that felt like darkness to him in his life, that he could really use it as an advantage in being a horror actor. So for him, he used that to channel it into something positive.
So, that I get.
I agree with what you're saying. I think that was not his intent of the darkness. I think it was more like the inner darkness that we have and experience from growing up, from things.
Well, and just another reason you should all practice self-love.
Exactly.
Because when you love yourself, the darkness goes away.
Yeah, because when there's only focus on light, there's no space for darkness.
That's right.
I love that. Dee, thank you so much. Is there something else you would like to share with us, or a final tip you would like to give?
Just love yourselves and know how magnificent you are, and be happy. That's a choice.
Exactly.
To be happy. And then the world will be happier for you, and then you can be even happier.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing, Seth. Thank you so much for your time and your beautiful energy, Dee, and for sharing all these beautiful insights with us. I'm so happy to have you here, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
It's been a joy for me. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.